Alright, so hedonic adaptation. Basically, what happens is you have this baseline level of happiness that you have. That is what you will go back to after a negative or positive effect or event or whatever it is. So basically, let's say you just bought something at a discounted price. You're going to be happy about that for a little bit. Then you're gonna go back down to that baseline level because you're not gonna stay happy forever because you bought cheese at $17 instead of $300. Well, it works in the other way around too. If you're hit by a car, you are going to feel like really bad for a really long time, but ultimately what happens is you're going to end right back up at that baseline level. This is easily exploitable by companies too. So let's say this. You bought a lasagna at 80% off. Alright, so you bought a lasagna at 80% off, and you're like, wow, that is great. I like this lasagna, right? And you just had this lasagna. It was delicious, and you got it for cheap. So you're happy about this. So you go back to buy another lasagna. So let's say over the next 7 days, you buy 500 of these lasagnas, and that's 71 lasagnas a day. You have bought 71 lasagnas every single day because you're chasing that happiness high, because you want to be happy buying those lasagnas. Because all we want to be is just happy, right? All the time. Happy, everyone happy. And then eventually that happiness will go down because, you've bought 500 lasagnas over 7 days and you've just hit that like happiness threshold. You are now at your baseline happiness. But as you realize you just bought 500 lasagnas, the happiness is going to go back down. It's going to go below that baseline level because you're regretting your mistake, even though they were 80% off, because at the time you were very happy. You bought these lasagnas at 80% off. Who cares how much you buy? And then, your happiness level is like really low. So eventually it's going to go right back up to that normal baseline level. And about 2 years go by and you're like, man, I want to buy some food. So you go to the soup store. You look at the soups. They have 3 options. They have tomato soup at $300. They have broccoli soup at $400, which is weird because tomato soup absolutely slaps. And they have limited time offer cheddar soup for $15. So you decide to buy the cheddar soup. You are happy that you got cheddar soup because it is only $15 compared to $300 or $400 per can. So you've just bought 80 cheddar soups over a month, which is not as extreme, right? But that's still 2 soups a day. You aren't going to eat that much cheddar soup. So man, you bought this cheddar soup. I mean, it's not that extreme. You don't really care. You bought soup. Anyway, so over that month, you go through the soup and you're pretty happy about it. And you don't really care that you bought that much soup. So eventually you go back down to that happiness. I mean, even if you did care, you're right. You're back down to that base level.